Yeah. 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 Mystic Matt turned fives to stacks. Party King bets rolling like tracks. Doubters gonna hate, but the cheddar's fat. UFC nights turning pennies to racks. Spread too wide, Vegas holding the breath. Props and parlays betting like nothing left. Pull the underdog moves like a chess grandmaster. Break the bank, they'll respect you faster. Cheddar change, Mystic rearrange. Dollar bills from change, bets ain't strange. Critics might scoff, they don't know the range. Mystic Matt cashing in, pocket feels strange. $5, $10, pocket rocket. Fight night knowledge, stacking ticket. Vegas odds shaking, they can pick it. Mystic Matt, every win a ticket. Cash coming in, steady river flow. Count it out, often doubters laying low. Parlay stacked, high pro, gamma show. Mystic's foresight, bets overflow. Cheddar change, Mystic rearrange. Dollar bills from change, bets ain't strange. Critics might scoff, they don't know the range. Mystic Matt cashing in, pocket feels strange.
And yes, it's Friday. The green lights are on, baby, and it's Friday of UFC Fight Week. That means it's time for a change to Cheddar, and it is a pay-per-view UFC Fight Week. So, as usual, I am joined here by my man, D Rose. What's going on, man? Glad to be here. Glad for you to join me here on this Friday night. How are you doing, my guy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're doing great, man. Doing great. And we are excited for some fights this weekend. I'm not gonna lie, getting a little bit closer to the fights. And I remember like a couple weeks out, like maybe a couple weeks ago, I wasn't as excited for the card, but kind of going into this weekend, like the closer it gets, I'm actually pretty pumped up for the card, man. It's pretty stacked card from top to bottom, and like I said, I gave it, I think it was a B+ on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm excited for the card, man, and hopefully we can show you guys the sweet spots here, so we can make some bread while we're enjoying the fights.
Hopefully, dude. Hopefully. And you have talked me into one thing from the podcast Wednesday, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back, check it out, and I looked into it. I'm like, you know what? He is right. Let me go sub instead of knockout. So I did switch something up. But how today's show is going to work is first we are going to go through our UFC 304 final picks, preview and picks. We got the prelims all the way to the main card. We got every single one of those. Then we'll switch to the change to the Cheddar, what a lot of you guys are here for, the parlays that I have for you guys. And I have, well, because we won this past weekend, I cranked it up a little bit this week, D-Rose. I have 6 parlays for a total of $60. I have a $25 parlay, I think 2 $10 and 2 $5 parlays. So that should be fun. I might have one more in there to actually make it the full $60. But then lastly, we got the UFC weekly members predict the fight game, and you guys know how that works. We'll go over that. I'll let D-Rose pick it. Probably main or co-main event. One of those two are going to end up being the predict the fight for this week. But I got some sick cards to give away for this week, so hopefully you guys can predict the fight. But with that being said, let's shout out the chat real quick, D-Rose. We got Austin in here. What's up? Happy Friday, everyone. I'm on Rick Patrol tonight. I appreciate you, Austin. We got Liz the Rock. What's going on, Liz the Rock? Glad you're able to make it here. Good fights this weekend, indeed, my guy. We got Daniel Aker in here with the LFG. Praying for the cheese. Yeah, brother, it's coming this weekend. We got Riley. What's going on, Riley? Hell yeah, Austin. I won in verbal abuse is my forte. The lines this week are brutal. Last week was great. Made 7 150. That's what's up, Tim. Congrats on that. Hopefully we can help you out, make some cheddar this weekend. We got Sugar Sharp in here with the LFGTG. What's going on, brother? Thanks for stopping by tonight. So we got through all of the comments, D-Rose. So let's go ahead and get into it. UFC 304. Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, number two, but we are not going to start there. We're going to start at the first fight of the night, the early prelim between Mama B, Shauna Bannon, taking on Alice Ardeleon. I believe that's what John Anik said, but I'm going Alice Ardeleon for now because I don't know the proper way to say it. But as you see, the weigh-in photos are kind of hilarious because you see Mama B weighing in. Shout out MMA Fighting for getting their video up, and I was able to get the screenshots and all that. But you see Alice Ardelean weigh in, and she's just inside the box. She didn't even take a picture outside the box, D-Rose. So that was this morning, around 8:30, like this morning. So
will she fight with the box then? Like, will she fight with the box around her?
I don't think so, because as you'll see on the right, when they did face off, Shauna Bannon, much taller here. Well, not much taller, but clearly the bigger girl of the two, at least height-wise. Now, the lower half of Alice Ardelean seems to be the much thicker of the two, but dude, I can't get over how she's just beating these girls that have never won before in their life. So I'm sticking with my pick from earlier in the week. We are split here. This is for, oddly enough, this could be for the pick champ right here. I am sticking Shauna Bannon. Give me Shauna Bannon to win this fight via decision. Are you pick flipping, or are you sticking with Alice Ardelean via decision?
Nah, I can't stick with the soccer mom cardio class fighter that is Shauna Bannon. I just can't do it. So I am going to stick with Alice Ardelean here. For me, I think the value is on Alice Ardelean.
Riley said her Botox is going to blow up.
Nah, WWE's proven for a long time that Botox can stay intact while doing some crazy feats. So I think hers are gonna be all right. But no, I'm still gonna stick with Alice Ardelean here. I'm not betting on her though, because that's not what I'm wanting to do, is try to put my money on her. But I will say that the over on this fight, the line is at 2.5 right now, minus 215. That's about the best amount of value that I can really find on this card, unless you want to just do a full-on decision prop. And right now on FanDuel, it's minus 174 to go to decision. I might play that, but other than that, I'm not looking at playing this fight too much. But if I do, like I said, probably either to go the distance or the over 2.5.
Yeah. Currently, Shauna Bannon minus 172, and I am on Shauna Bannon by decision, which I believe is plus 110. Yeah, it is plus 110. So give me Shauna Bannon via decision at plus 110. D-Rose just doing the over on the time there. So move on to the next one, where we have none other than a heavyweight fight of Mick Parkin taking on Lucas Dretsky. Dude, I want to stick with what I was saying earlier in the week. If this is on the feet, man, this is a coin flip fight and truly probably could go either way. But if Mick Parkin will at least attempt to take down, I believe he wins this fight, because Lucas Dretsky's takedown defense is just not good. And just, dude, look how, time to play body measuring here. Look how thin fucking Lucas is compared to Mick Parkin. Like, he's just not a heavyweight, man. I believe he could probably make 205 at some point, as where Mick Parkin, no chance he's making 205, man. So once again, give me Mick Parkin to win this fight via decision. Currently odds for this fight, Mick Parkin minus 355, Lucas Dretsky plus 285. Mick Parkin via decision is plus 115, and that's what I am going with. Mick Parkin via decision. Which way are you going here, man?
I'm with you there. I think Mick Parkin, he's just going to kind of slow the fight up and fight, kind of how Mick Parkin pretty much does, just as far as the decent boxing, a lot of grappling, clinch exchanges and stuff like that. Not a lot of ground and pound, a lot of control. So this will be a PBF. Just giving you guys that heads up. But yeah, I like that that Mick Parkin by decision. That's probably going to be in a couple of my plays. And as well, don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but I think the over on this is over 2.5 right now on FanDuel, and it's minus 186. I mean, I got a very good feeling that this fight's going to get a decision in favor of Mick Parkin. But either way, I think Mick Parkin will still be a tough guy to finish. So there's a very good chance that this fight's going to end up hitting that over. So I actually really like that. And as we're kind of going, I'm going to be placing that in the parlay right now. I really like that one.
All right, makes sense. Me and D-Rose both on Mick Parkin via decision. So we'll move on to the next one. That is Sam Patterson, Sam the Future Patterson, taking on Kiefer Crosby. I believe it's KGD Crosby. Yeah, or some 3-letter acronym. And I believe KGD is Grant Dawson. I don't know what fucking Kiefer Crosby is, but yeah, in this fight, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Kiefer Crosby is a wrestler, so he's going to he's your classic wrestle boxer. He's going to throw heat in the first down and then shoot for takedowns. And man, that's not the best idea against this tall, lanky guy that, just in his last fight showed that, up at 170, he's got some strength and he's got some ground skills, or at least he showed me. It may have been known, but I didn't know that. I picked Johan Lanus in his last fight. So with just how their last two fights went, with Kiefer Crosby just trying to judo throw Kevin Jusay and then just getting submitted, I see for him to just try to end up taking down Sam Patterson at some point in this fight, and he ends up getting his neck wrapped up, or he ends up getting reversed and then swept. Sam Patterson ends up on his back for a rear naked choke. So to be a little different, give me Sam Patterson to win this fight via round 2 rear naked choke. But odds on this fight, minus 420 Sam Patterson, plus 330 Kiefer Crosby. Sam Patterson by sub is minus 115. But yeah, so not the best odds there, to be honest. But Sam Patterson sub round 2 or round 3 D-Rose is plus 390. His sub 1 or 2 is plus 100. So I'm hoping that if it happens in the second, I can slightly catch that round 2, round 3 sub prop. So I'm shooting for that round 2 Sam Patterson sub. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking a little bit in the same sense as you. I think that there could be a potential of a Sam Patterson potential ground and pound. So I don't know if I want to go all in with the submission. But I do actually like the line for this fight to actually start round 2. I think it's a nice little parlay piece for it to start round 2 at minus 108. As you said, Kiefer Crosby is going to go in there and try to make it a little bit of a wrestle fest. And I think that Sam Patterson was definitely willing to show us his grappling skills in his last fight against Johan Lanus with the submission. Of course, he did hurt him on the feet a couple of times as well before he did end up getting the submission. But yeah, I do like for potentially the fight to start round 2 if Kiefer Crosby can kind of slow the fight down at minus 108. But for me, potentially, man, I'm just looking for the value here. And for me, just for Sam Patterson to win by KO at plus 370, I think there's potential, man. Just because, as I said, Sam Patterson did hurt Johan Lanus in his last fight a couple times before he ended up getting the submission. He's not the most dynamic striker, but he is willing to try some stuff. I know he tried the spinning back elbow against the dude that just smoked him. He's fighting on this card too. Or I thought he was. Or
wait, like the dude
that smoked Sam Patterson.
Oh, Yanal Ashmos. He's actually fighting Trevor Peak, dude.
Yeah, that's what it was. We went over that fight on the other day. But But yeah, I remember he tried like a spinning back elbow before he ended up getting crushed by that shot. So I think he's going in there to maybe try a little bit more dynamic striking. and could potentially get that could potentially get a knockout. And at plus 370, hey, I think that could be pretty good value for Sam Patterson. But for me, I'm probably going to look to play it, start that round 2 at minus 108.
Yeah, I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. We got Jiho saying absolutely starts at 1.5 on that. So, kind of agreeing with us. And we got Jiho saying, good seeing you guys. Good seeing you as well, Jiho. I haven't seen you in here in a minute. Hoping for some new UFC cards to come out soon, man. Hoping to have some new topics to talk about and such. So with that being said, D-Rose, we get to talk about these two fucking dorks. Dude, they fought so much outside of the octagon now. I'm kind of wondering, dude, like they're going to go in there and have the most boring fight ever. And then after the decision gets announced, they're going to try to fight each other again just because that's how these two dorks have been acting, dude. It's just like, just wait, man. Just wait. It's just like, yeah.
Do you think it's all like for right here for the weigh-ins? Do you think that was all like fluff and they were just trying to exaggerate it, or do you think they're like this is like real live beef? Like this is real heat here.
They've already fought twice this week. Like it's like this is the third time. The fights aren't until tomorrow, man. It's just like, hey, you idiots. Like, are you trying to make it to the fight, or are you just like, do you want to ruin your chances and not get paid at all? Like, I don't know. Anyway, this morning, both fighters made weight this morning. Because I don't know if you saw the weigh-in video, dude. Two things caught my eye, dude. Well, I saw the main event weigh-ins first, and so the guy asked Curtis Blades what he weighed, and he said 258 and a half. All right, so he probably just checked it in the back. That's what he just now fucking weighed. And then like the guy on the scale said 256. So my immediate thought was, is it 2.5 pounds? Like it's clearing 2.5 more pounds off the fighter's weights. So I don't know. So I was immediately kind of like, all right, like what's going on here? And then Muhammad Makayev this morning asked for the box. And then I believe it was Mark Ratner was like, nah, you don't need it. Just step on the scale. And then, stepped on the scale. He said 126. And Muhammad Makayev looked like he had just got away with robbing a bank, dude. Because it was almost like he knew that he was a little bit over, so he was asking for the box off the jump because he was going to have to get booty cheeks ass naked to make weight, dude. And he didn't even need it. So, yeah, there's some shenanigans going on here. But, yeah, this face-off, I tried to get the best photo that I could, but it is what it is, man. How I personally see this fight going is Muhammad Makayev going for multiple takedowns, and once he does get the fight down, just holding on for dear life for the rest of the round, dude. And we might see Manel Kopp land a few strikes here or there. Is it going to be enough to sway the judges? Personally, I don't think so. So give me Muhammad Makayev to win this fight via decision. Currently odds for this fight minus 162 Makayev and plus 136 Manel Kopp. Makayev to win this fight via decision is plus 145, but I don't think I have this in many bets, D-Rose, just because I'm not 100% sure this fight's going to take place still, because part of me thinks that Manel Kopp might try to fight Muhammad Makayev tonight in his sleep, dude. He's going to find out what hotel he's in and go kick his door in and fucking try to, oh, hell yeah, like fucking just Stone Cold Steve Austin him while he's in his sleep, dude. Like, can you just wait, man? You fucking psychopath. So I don't know. Muhammad Makayev by decision for me. Which way are you going here, man?
That's hilarious. Busting in, all of a sudden you hear JR like, "Oh my God, he came in with a steel chair. Oh my God.
It's my now cap."
Dang. All of a sudden you just hear the music playing. Dang, 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 dang. I think my opinion still says the I think, but dude, Riley, the only part is I actually agree. I think there's a very good chance that this fight ends up going to decision. I actually have the to start round 3 in this fight in a parlay. So I already have that in a parlay right now. You can get that at I'm sorry, I just lost the line that I was actually looking at. But yeah, that's the worst part is that I think there's a very good chance that after all this smack talk, and Muhammad Makayev, I think he actually ends up controlling most of the fight with the wrestling. But yeah, I think it's a lot of failed submission attempts and stuff that people are going to be dissatisfied with, considering that how much heat that they've been really trying to put on this fight. And as you said, hell, there was even, I think it was like a month or two ago, like they were caught outside like fighting one another as well. Like Manel Kopp had like ran up on him or something like that. Oh no, it's all crazy right now. But the over on this fight is it's the line is set at over 2.5, and it's at -196. Really do like that. And then for to start round 3, it's at -240. To me, I think that start round 3. I think that's kind of like the perfect spot because it does take Makayev just a little bit to get going. And there are times where he ends up getting submission later in the fight, later in the 3rd round. So just in case if he does get that finish, maybe maybe early in the 3rd round or whatever the case may be, just to be a little bit safe. I like that to start round 3 at -240. But I will also be looking at potentially playing a Muhammad Makayev by decision prop as well.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Muhammad Makayev, the undefeated Muhammad Makayev, fighting at home. To win this fight via decision. So we'll move on to the next one. Could be for the pick champ here, D-Rose. So we've got Oban Elliott taking on Preston Pressure Parsons. So we got the Welsh gangster, Oban Elliott, is +124, the dog. Pressure Preston Parsons is -146, your favorite. Personally, I'm sticking with my pick earlier in the week, man. I went Oban Elliott, the Welsh gangster. I felt like he was going to be the bigger guy, more of the dog, if you will. Pressure Preston Parsons is exactly what his name implies. He goes out there and relentlessly tries to take you down and drop those submissions on you, and that's about it. But, dude, Oban Elliott's got decent takedown defense, and he's got solid boxing, man. So I believe this is going to be a dogfight. I believe both fighters are dog tough, so I believe this fight goes to decision, man. And, yeah, I don't mind the play of Oban Elliott by points right now at +330. Or if you just want to be safe, I'm going to give you this start round 3 at -172. So that's my play. Oban Elliott as the dog, Oban Elliott via decision, or this fight to start round 3. How about you, D-Rose? Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, I can understand why you would go. I can understand why you would go the other way here with Oban Elliott, but I still got to go with Preston Parsons. I guess for me, I can understand the value being on Oban Elliott. Man, that last fight was not super impressive to me, man. I mean, Val Woodburn. I mean, we can see that he's not really UFC material, man. And he was giving Oban Elliott a lot of trouble when Oban Elliott probably should have won in there and dominated the fight. I mean, and that was Val Woodburn also understanding that potentially his back was against the wall, trying to fight for a UFC contract. But at the same time, man, he's not UFC level just yet. And he had hurt Oban Elliott a couple of different times on just small exchanges that they had. Now Preston Parsons doesn't have that same type of power, but he does have a pretty good jab, and as you said, he uses his pressure as well. And I think if he's able just to implement that wrestling, don't really think he has the best finishing instinct, but he will walk in with just his high guard, just shuffling back and forth like this, and just getting right in your face from the very start of it. And I think someone like Oban Elliott, with his wrestling, he needs to be moving forward. I think if he's getting pushed back, I think that's something, as far as counter wrestling, that might not be his strong suit. So I still think Preston Parsons isn't getting the job done. And for me, I'm going Preston Parsons by decision. And for Preston Parsons by decision, it's at plus 230. So I like the value there. I like the money line. I do have that in the parlay as well. So, I like Preston Parsons. Not putting too much exposure on him, but I do think he gets the job done.
All right. Me and Dero split on that one still. Going to be for the pick, champ. He ain't changing. All right. So, up next, we have my certified PBF of the night, dude. And, I think earlier on the podcast, I was like, yeah, PBF, it's going to decision. Marcin Prachnio throws leg kicks, and Modestas Bukauskas doesn't throw anything. But I think he's just going to have just land the better shots, land more damage just to win this fight via decision. Currently odds for this fight, minus 146 Modestas Bukauskas and plus 124 for Marcin Prachnio. If you agree with what I said earlier in the week, Modestas Bukauskas by points is plus 170. But dude, Marcin Prachnio's chin is just bad, man. And I am not convinced that that Modestas Bukauskas isn't going to knock him out. So that prop is plus 370, but I don't want to rely on that either because neither fighter is the best fighter. Neither fighter is a fighter you should be betting a lot of money here on, but I am very confident that Modestas wins this fight, man. And at minus 146, how can I not pretty much have him parlayed up in a whole bunch of stuff? So give me Modestas Bukauskas to win this fight. Let's go late second round knockout here, man. Which way are you going?
Yeah, knockout is interesting. As you can tell by the way we're picking, we could definitely tell that these first few fights, although I do think the main card is a banger, these first couple of fights are going to be a little bit slow. They're going to be a little bit slow, but they're definitely going to heat up as the night goes. Now for this fight, I think Prachnio, I do agree with you. He does have a very questionable chin, but I will say as of late, he hasn't put himself into too much danger. Now I know there's going to be eventual times where he ends up getting hit and whatnot, but he has kind of been more defensively safe, but that's also made him a less offensive fighter as well. Like he's not putting a lot of volume out there at all. Kind of more just being defensively responsible. So, it's going to make for a slow fight. And as you said, Modestas Bukauskas, he can maybe throw a combo or two every now and then, but he's kind of like a point fighter as well. So this will be a boring fight. I still think Mick Parkin. I still think that fight will probably be the PBF. But as far as this one goes, I still think Modestas Bukauskas. I still think he gets it done. For the fight to go to decision is minus 140 right now, so I really like that prop. I think that's a potential parlay piece. And then for Modestas Bukauskas by points at plus 170 right now, I think there's a very good chance that could happen as well. So if I'm looking to play anything on this, which I do have that by points and a little bit of a long shot parlay that I'm doing, I think that's going to be the value for me.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Modestas Bukauskas. Yeah, I think originally I said about points, but man, just like Peyton Talbot crushed the dude, like just going for the leg kick and just landing just a straight right on the chin. I could see that happening right here, just because Marcin Prachnio's chin it's been cracked more than a few times, man. So me and D-Rose both on Modestas there. We'll move on to the next one, which is Colin the Don Loughran taking on White Kong Jake Hadley. Man, I think the stats might be a little bit off here, because I think earlier in the podcast, earlier in the week, it said Jake Hadley like it was going to be the taller guy, and they look like they're roughly the same height, man. And dude, Colin Loughran's head is like it's just like like it has another attachment. Like fucking Colin Loughran's head just has a whole nother piece to it, and it's
like at the top of his ear.
Yeah, or like his like fucking chin, dude. It's just like a whole nother fucking piece that Jake Hadley doesn't have, dude. He's got a noggin on him. Jake Hadley did miss weight, as you see the in red there, miss 137. He did miss weight by 1 pound in the box of shame. Yeah, so not a good look for Jake Hadley, especially moving up from 125, dude, and missing weight at 135 in your first fight. Like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, it was late notice, but man, how much, dude, he has to cut so much weight to get down to 125. It's going to be an interesting one, man, because both guys are kind of hometown guys. Colin Loughran from Ireland, Jake Hadley from England, but you know, the way it is over there, you can be in a whole other country in like an hour. So, you know, everything's kind of close by there. There's going to be a lot of Irish fans in the building as well. Yeah, man, currently odds for this fight, minus 220 Colin Loughran and plus 184 for Jake Hadley. I like Colin Loughran here at minus 220. Colin Loughran by decision is plus 100. But if you don't want to pick a side, this fight to go to decision is minus 215, or the fight to start round 3, minus 330. I think that's a solid parlay piece. But give me Colin Loughran to win this fight via decision. Me and D-Rose split on this one, but not going to be in the pick champ because we don't need it unless one of the other fights fall off. So, D-Rose, anything on Jake Hadley versus Colin Loughran here?
Yeah, as you said, you know, Jake Hadley is taking this fight on short notice, so I could be a little sympathetic with him about missing weight, but still kind of disappointing. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I did pick Jake Hadley earlier in the week. Seeing the weight miss as well as him taking the fight on short notice, man, I don't know just how. I guess I just don't know how much energy he's going to have in this fight. It's probably going to be kind of like a first round or bust.
And the noggin on Colin Loughran, you're not getting him out of there in the first round. He's gonna
no, not at all. So no, that dude, he's got like an anvil head. Like it looks like an anvil from you know, like the classic Looney Tunes, that big ass anvil block. Like that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, that dude's got a noggin and a half on him, man. But yeah, I think he'll be able to take the shots. Man, there's no value on for the fight to go to decision. It's at minus 215. I would say Jake Hadley, but not gonna lie, the weight miss and short notice is got me a little bit gun shy. So not gonna have
glad we didn't. So you're glad we didn't throw that one in the pick champ.
Very much. I would be the most nervous about this one more than any of them. 100%. And yeah, I'm not putting anything on this fight. I'm just going to be honest. I just don't feel comfortable making a shot either way. And yeah, I'm not going to waste money if I don't feel comfortable with it.
Fair enough, man. That's smart. So we'll move on to the next one. The one that I have the most strong feelings about, D-Rose, and I may have heard one other person maybe mention it, but still didn't write out picker. They still went Molly, dude. And Molly up there kind of being a hoe today, acting like she's John Jones. And then like fucking Bruno Brazil was like, well, you're going to look that way. Well, I'm going to look this way and stick out my tongue, dude. Yeah, weigh-ins this morning. Molly looked good, dude. She looks way better down at 115. But Bruno Brazil,
dude, she looks in great shape. She is in great shape.
Yeah, but Bruno Brazil, good shape as well. But she kind of always is, man. She's gonna be the taller, longer girl, dude. I think she's got better footwork and she's got a solid jab, dude. And fucking Molly's gonna come in here with the fucking come on and fucking the swinging, dude. I don't think that's going to work, man. I think fucking Bruno Brazil jabs her, teep kicks her, and runs away, dude. I think this is going to be a clear, easy decision for Bruno Brazil, man. And this is one of my only straight bets that I have. I try not to have this fight parlayed up because I have such strong feelings about it. But Bruno Brazil by points is plus 500, man. And yeah, that's the way I'm going. I could just be dead wrong here. Bruno Brazil by points plus 500, but I do have this parlayed up. This fight to start round 3, D-Rose, minus 196. So Give me Bruno Brazil by points, or this fight to start round 3 at -196. I know you're the opposite way. Talk to me.
Yeah, I am the opposite way, and yeah, Berta Brazil, she's a little bit bigger, but man, I'm with you just as far as Molly like being in shape. Like, dude, they were showing pictures. I've watched a couple of the embeddeds this week, and dude, seeing some of the pictures of her at flyweight,
she was embarrassed. She was like,
dude,
girls.
Dude, no, the funniest one when it was like the picture of Mick Parker, and she said it's a picture of me going up the flyweight. It was like Mick Parker getting in a hot tub or something like that. Oh my god, like that was like, dude, she is absolutely hilarious. I love her, man. Like, I love her personality.
Great personality.
Yeah, dude, great personality, dude. She is absolutely hilarious. Like, it's hard to find like women that are like that funny. Like, dude, she literally makes me laugh like every time I watch her. Like, I just can't help but get a smile on my face. And I love watching her fight. Love her attitude. I love her spirit. I can understand why people back her.
What's your thoughts on the face off, like what she did at the face off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit indifferent. I mean, I guess I can kind of see that, like, I guess she's not
watch the video for it. Like, she was very like fucking didn't even like want to shake her hand. She just kind of wanted to like fucking look past her.
To me, I don't know. I guess she's kind of saying at this point, she's a big star. I mean, because honestly, at the end of the day, like Bruno Brazil, this is the biggest fight of her career. Molly McCann is a star without being a championship contender. So I think for Molly, she's really trying to build her resume at 115. So Bruno Brazil is just kind of another notch under her belt, where Bruno Brazil, this is her biggest fight of her career, name-wise, to this point. There's just no doubt about it. So I can see why Molly McCann kind of has that attitude, because she wants to move on to bigger and better things maybe after this, if she can, build her way towards a win. I think there's a potential that it ends up going to the decision. I think there's a potential also that Molly ends up using a little bit more wrestling and maybe not as much striking, because as you said, Bruno Brazil will probably be able to control the range a little bit better. Molly has no problem crashing in on that and closing the range, and she has no problem doing that. But I do think that based off her last fight as well, as you saw, she was a little bit more willing to use the submission game. So I am with you as far as to start round 3. I actually have that in a parlay as well. -196. I think that's a very good play. And for me, just by decision, I don't know. I'm a little iffy about it, but I think there's a chance that Molly could actually maybe try to go for the submission. And for double chance for Molly McCann, you could do double chance by submission or on points. So it's basically a two-way method of victory, and you can get it at -105 on FanDuel for Molly McCann. So I also like that as a parlay piece. Molly McCann.
If you're talking about her sub, dude, listen to this prop. Like, the Molly sub round 2 or 3 is +1,800. The sub 1 or 2 is +1,200. Like, you just throw $10 on each of those. You spend $20, and she, like, fucking gets the sub in any round. You either win 120 or 130 or 180.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good value. I mean, I don't know
if she wins in the second round, you win both of them, and you win like fucking $400.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be.
That's what happened last week in the fucking main event with like the Verna and the Amanda Lemos. Like, for me, I just fucking chased through a dart at it, bet fucking both of them, and hit the fucking 2 of them because it happened in the second round. So got super lucky there.
Nice. But yeah, I think that by decision or by submission or decision for Molly, I think that's a little bit of a good play for me. Yeah, by the submission props that you just laid out, although they are good value, yeah, those are no parlay pieces whatsoever.
No, don't parlay that.
Those are straight up props. Yeah, you cannot parlay those whatsoever.
Yeah, or if you do, you just got to put it with one other thing and hope for the best. All right. So with that being said, me and D-Rose still split on that one. I am Bruno Brazil, D-Rose on the Meatball Molly McCann. We'll move on to the next one. That is Nathaniel, the Prospect Wood, taking on Daniel, the Pit Pineda, however you say it. Yeah, man. we know how this goes. Daniel Pineda is going to come out, going to give it everything he has in the first round, and then after that, he's going to come out in the first minute of round 2, going to give it everything he has, and then he's going to be ready to pack it up from that point on, dude. He's just ready to get it. If it's round 2, 4 minutes left, he is done. Show him the door. He's ready to leave. He always comes in, looks fantastic shape, but has absolutely no gas tank, dude. It's like T-Rex, Daniel Pineda, we're blessed with the same gas tank, man. They are round 1 handfuls, but outside of that, dude, they ain't winning a damn thing. So Nathaniel Wood, not the biggest guy for 145, but sizes up with Daniel Pineda very well here, in my opinion. I wish he didn't have the flag on so I could see, the muscle structure and shit when in like with them, like, side by side and all that. But, I'll take it. Nathaniel Woods looks to be slightly, maybe even the taller guy, but, roughly the same size. But yeah, Nathaniel Wood is also a minus 450 favorite currently. Daniel Pineda plus 350. Yeah. I think I have this fight maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have this parlayed up in a whole bunch of stuff this week, at least not on FanDuel. I do like the DraftKings prop that is like Nathaniel Wood and over 1.5. And if you also have DK, I also don't mind the over 1.5 in the alternate lines. But yeah, FanDuel doesn't have that. But one thing that FanDuel does have that DraftKings does not have, and that's the reason I'm using FanDuel right now, is because in the alternate or in the popular section under the sub-round combos, because I just now told you, Daniel Pineda will pack it up after 6 minutes. He's ready to go home. And earlier in the podcast, earlier in the week, I was like, yeah, said the same thing. And like Nathaniel Woods, probably going to knock him out, hurt him, just kind of blitz him, just lay the punches on him, standing TKO, maybe even knock him down. Who knows? And then D-Rose said, you know what? I like him by sub. So I was like, all right, I'll take that into my account. And later on that night, I was looking, doing a little bit of fight research, and I saw that Nathaniel Woods got a lot of rear naked chokes on his record. So, yeah, I don't mind this prop right here, D-Rose. Nathaniel Wood to win by submission in round 2 or 3 is plus 550. So, give me that. I'll take that all day. Plus 550. Give me Nathaniel Wood late round 2 submission. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, and also Daniel Pineda, he's also been submitted 6 times in his career as well. So it's not like he's not prone to getting submitted before. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I threw that out there.
I'm just
Daniel Wood, come on, dude.
I'm just trying to check it off, then, man.
yeah. Like,
let me see him with the shirt off, man.
Yeah, bro. We're trying to see some skins, bro. Like, come on. Yeah, that is funny though. Yeah. I mean, Nathaniel Wood just that high, like that is a little crazy.
Dude.
Just considering that
wide. It's wide.
Considering how up and down he is, but I feel like, dude, almost every single fight besides like maybe the Muhammad Naimov fight, like, dude, he is like a significant favorite in almost every single one of those fights. So it's hard to ever find value on him. Mm-hmm. But especially up at 145. But as you said, he does actually size up pretty well against the Daniel Pineda, so it does make me feel a little bit better in that instance. And I am with you as far as the submission as well, because, as I said, Daniel Pineda, he's prone to getting submitted, and he has been submitted in the UFC before as well. So, yeah, for me for the fight to start round 2 minus 290, that's not terrible. That's going to be something like a parlay piece. So if I was to play that, that would be how I would play it. But for me, I potentially like the Nathaniel Wood submission combo round 2 or 3 on FanDuel, and that's at plus 550 right now. So for me, the value, as you said, Nathaniel Wood by submission, and yeah, for the submission round combo, for him to get a submission in rounds 2 or 3 at plus 550, I'm probably going to at least start with 10 at that, just to try to see if I can, hit a nice little come up there. So that's about the only value I could find in Nathaniel Wood.
Makes sense, dude. Yeah, I got that parlayed up in one of the parlays we'll talk about later on. We'll move on to the next fight. That is Almighty Arnold Allen taking on Giga Ninja Chikadze. Odds for this fight, minus 225 for Arnold Allen and plus 188 for Giga Chikadze. This is one that we are split on, my guy. I am on Arnold Allen. You are on Giga. Either way, I think this fight goes to decision. For this fight to go to decision, minus 192. For this fight to start round 3, minus 300. Don't hate either one of those. But I am on Arnold Allen by decision at plus 105. Which way are you going here, man?
Sorry to randomly throw a wrench in things. Okay, never mind. I do see it. I was losing Christian Leroy Duncan and Gregory Rodriguez there at first, but
Nice.
I thought there could have been. I thought that there could have been a potential, but I keep forgetting that they have moved this card around so many times with Makayev and that fight. But man, I think this fight could potentially be a sneaky good fight, man. Like just as far as like I think it could be a little bit of a war. They're both not shy of throwing leather, and Arnold Allen can go in there and get into a gunfight. And as you said the other day, Giga will headbutt your hands to it was like one of them, dude. I swear he went to do that and like headbutted freaking Calvin Cater's elbow. And dude, I thought Giga was hurt, and dude, he still did not fall. Like I was like, how is he alive right now? Let alone like even still fighting. But dude, that's one thing that yes, was it a rough performance from him? Yes, it was a bad performance from Giga. But that let me know, dude, that dude's got no quit in him, and he's got that absolute, I know it's common cliche, that absolute dog in him, man. Just to say that, dude, you're gonna have to freaking kill me to get me out of here. So I do love that mentality from him. And for me, I do think that he's got a little bit of, hey, Papa Chuck, what's up, Papa Chuck?
Here. Yeah, looky who's back again. Sorry for being absent. My 3-year-old and 1-year-old boys got me running ragged. Also closed on a jewelry business 2 weeks ago. Hope you two are doing well. Well, yeah, we're doing good, Papa Chuck. We, me and D Rose had a kind of a little I don't know what to call it, get together about 2 weeks ago. He came over this way. We had a fight companion. It was fun. Anything you want to let Papa Chuck know, D Rose?
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. The family man you are. Hey, I know exactly how it is running ragged with the kids, man. They keep you busy all the time, and the only time you kind of have to yourself is really kind of like at night or so when they're kind of asleep. You can kind of get that little bit of hush time to yourself. But man, that was awesome to see you raising your little family, man, and congratulations to you on all the things you got coming to you, man. And it's great seeing you.
Hell yeah. We've got MMA J39. It's Mick Parkin fight week. Indeed it is. Mick Parkin via decision is the way I'm going, man. So you're saying you can help out with an engagement, Papa Chuck? Indeed he can. Indeed he can. All right. So back to what you were saying, D-Rose. Sorry, man.
No, I always got to make room for Papa Chuck. That's one of the that's one of the day ones. That's one of the day ones. So I definitely got to shout him first. Yeah, he really was. Yeah, one of the OGs, man, for real. I remember when we recorded the podcast and would post it, and he was one of the very few who would consistently comment. And I was like, dude, Chuck is awesome, man. I was like, that's that dude. So yeah, like legit one of the day ones for the podcast. So definitely gotta shout out Papa Chuck when we can. But yeah, as far as the fight goes, man, I think for Giga, for me, I'm still going to stick with Giga. I think he's got a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder. Arnold Allen coming in on a little bit of a skid. I do like that he has a little bit more activity with him. But man, I kind of like what I see from Giga. I like that, he's definitely been doing a lot of his defense for takedown defense. And he's admitted over the last couple of years, basically about a year and a half or so since that since the Caceres fight. It might have been about a year and a half since then. But basically since the Cheddar fight, he's taken a lot of time off. One, because multiple of his opponents have fallen off, but he's kind of been really trying to get better in all assets of the game and really trying to round out his game. So I think he's a more technical striker than Arnold Allen. And for me, I think all the value is on Giga right now. I just think the money line alone at plus 188, I want to be looking at playing that in a couple plays. And potentially the fight to go to decision is minus 192. That's a little tricky. Both of them are tough as leather. So I don't know. I don't know if that's too much value. Maybe the over at over 2.5 minus 235. But for me, if there's any value on this fight, I'm just going to go with the guy who I think is going to win. And I think that's Giga at plus 188.
All right. So me and Dero still split on that one. He is on Giga Chikadze. I am on the almighty Arnold Allen. So we've got one more split in the main event. So we will move on to the next fight, one that I have 0 bets on, and I will not bet on because this guy will ruin my bet no matter how I bet it. It don't matter, dude. We've got Hobo Cop Gregory Rodriguez taking on CLD Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian Leroy Duncan minus 134, your favorite, and Gregory Rodriguez plus 114, your dog. Yeah, if I gun to my head, someone said you have to bet on this fight, I guess the best play I could give you would be under the round props. Christian Leroy Duncan 3 or decision at plus 280. That's my play for this one. But I have not bet that, and I will not bet that because, once again, let me repeat it. Gregory Rodriguez, dude, I swear, FanDuel has Gregory Rodriguez on speed dial. Whenever I have a bet on him, they call him up and like, hey, we'll pay you this much to do this, dude. And he's like, good. He's like, all right. And then that's what happens, dude. I cannot bet a Gregory Rodriguez fight to save my life. So I'm going Christian Leroy Duncan, 3 or decision. Not betting it, though. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, I think I'm still sticking with Christian Leroy Duncan. I think the short notice coming in for Gregory Rodriguez is going to play against him a little bit. Christian Leroy Duncan is the more technical striker. I think he's looked a little bit better in his last few fights. And I was saying that, hey, you're going to have to kill RoboCop in order to get him out of there. But, man, he does take some shots. He's taking this fight on short notice. I think right now for Christian Leroy Duncan at minus 134, I think that's a perfect line just as far as the parlay piece. But if you're trying to look for a little bit of value there, maybe by finish here, I think Christian Leroy Duncan, if he does get the finish, obviously it's going to be by knockout. But I think you could do a little KO round combo on FanDuel, and you can get for Christian Leroy Duncan to get the knockout in rounds 2 or 3 at plus 420. Because I do think that Gregory Rodriguez, the dude is absolutely a tank. So he's going to come out pressing forward, looking to get the action going. But I do think there's a potential that he could wear out late, especially taking this fight on short notice. Who knows what his cardio is at this point versus Christian Leroy Duncan has been getting ready for this date to fight on this card for a few months now. So I'm going to stick with Christian Leroy Duncan as my pick. And I think for the value for that KO round combo, rounds 2 or 3 at plus 420, I might throw a little bit of money towards that as well.
All right. You hear the man. Don't listen to what I say. Listen to D-Rose. So we have up next, might be some people's main event. We've got none other than King Green is his name, and he is going to be taking on Patty the Baddie Pimblett. D-Rose, how do I start this one, man? So Bobby Green, or King Green.
King Green.
Just, man, seems like it's kind of acting jealous, man. And up there, he was just acting like a jealous toddler. Like, man, this ain't fair. You're taking everything I work for. And then, like, fucking Patty's just kind of fucking laughing at him, like, you are taking this way too serious, man. Like, you've got to calm down, fella. So yeah, man. Do I think Patty finishes Bobby Green? I don't know, dude. But what I kind of started earlier in the week without letting you know. I don't know if you have bet it, but I have bet it. I have bet Patty Pimblett. Still the same line right here. I think it's minus 105, minus 106 still. But Patty, the bigger guy here, the younger guy, I believe the more powerful guy. Bobby Green might be the faster guy, but I don't think it's going to matter, man. I think Patty ends up hurting Bobby, and then we get some form of club and sub. So give me Patty Pimblett to win this fight via submission. But Patty moneyline, I don't hate it, man. I have it parlayed up a few times. Give me Patty Pimblett to win this fight.
Come on, lad.
Fucking come on, lad. Fucking blow the roof off the.
Yeah, I could hear the voice getting a little worn out. Doing
hurt my throat, man.
I could hear it. Yeah, I was having to tap out from that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm going to stick with my pick as well. I do think Patty gets it done, being the bigger guy, having the grappling advantage, and like it or not, I mean, Patty does have a lot of experience. I think that's something that people don't really give him credit for because he didn't fight in the UFC all this time. But I mean, the dude does have 24. He's going on his 25th fight, so obviously Bobby Green's been fighting for a much longer time, been doing it at a higher level, but. Let's not act like Patty's only 10-0 or something like that going into this. He has suffered losses before, and he has bounced back. And again, he's going on his his 25th professional fight. So he has been in big fights before, and so I think he'll be ready for the moment. I do think Bobby Green is going to give him a hell of a challenge. And if he tries to keep it standing for a long period of time, I do think Patty's going to end up getting clipped a couple times, and he leaves his chin up in the air a lot, so I would not be surprised if Bobby was to land a few good shots on him. But I do think that Patty is the superior grappler, get it done, and I think that Bobby Green could be good at potentially defending submission. So Patty by points is at plus 280 right now. I do like that. Or, I mean, if you do like Patty to potentially get a submission, I mean, honestly, by submission, he's plus 500 right now. I mean, to me, that's pretty good value on somebody who's got really good jiu-jitsu skills, who I believe is either a purple belt or a black belt, and Patty as well. So I know there's different grades of jiu-jitsu, how they black belt it, but yeah, I definitely like Patty here. For me, by decision to plus 280, but hell, even by submission to plus 500, that's really good value there. But for me, I'm sticking by Patty by decision. And even the money line, as you said, minus 106, great value as well.
Yeah, dude, it cracked me up earlier. Like, he was like, I'm not calling you king. He's like, you look like a
fake version of Tupac.
Yeah, like a fake version of Tupac with your fake gold chains. And then it was just the end of the embedded. He think it's like with all your fake gold chains. And then it was the end of the embedded. And I was laughing.
Like a fake version of Tupac.
Yeah. With that being said, me and D Rose both on Patty the Baddie Pimblett. Gonna do one of these after it wins. Fucking come on, lads. Blow the roof off the gaff. All right. Me and D-Rose will move on to the co-main event. That is Curtis Razor Blades taking on Tommy Aspinall, dude. He had everyone fooled with soaking his knuckles in petrol, as they call it, or gasoline, as you would call it here in the old United States of America. Yeah, wasn't really doing that, but man, Tom Aspinall is a big guy, dude. Curtis Blades is a big guy, but dude, Tom Aspinall is just big. And we talked about this earlier in the week. Yeah, man, Curtis Blade's been, I don't want to say fallen in love with his hands, but he's really comfortable standing and boxing now. And I don't think that's the smartest thing because, dude, we haven't seen anyone be able to take his punches at all yet. Like they're just getting wrecked. Yeah, man, I don't think Curtis Blades is able to take the punches either. If he does, it'll be interesting. But currently, odds for this fight minus 420 for Tom Aspinall and plus 310 for Curtis Blades. I like Tom Aspinall to win this fight by first round knockout, though. So Tom Aspinall by knockout minus 155, or if you want to go to the round knockouts, Tom Aspinall round 1 or 2 knockout is currently minus 110. Or if you want to cover yourself, just make yourself a little bit safer. You're like, well, what if he gets the submission? How about this? The alternate round props, Tom Aspinall round 1, 2, or 3 is minus 230. So I think Tom Aspinall does it. I think Tom Aspinall does it in the first round, and I think Tom Aspinall does it via knockout. How about you, D-Rose?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have too much more to add. I do think that's the way it goes as well. I think Curtis, the big thing, man, it just really seems to, and really the nail in the coffin was the Sergey Pavlovich fight because I was very high. I think you probably remember. I was very high on Curtis Blades going into that fight because I was like, dude, Sergey's got terrible takedown defense and terrible ground game. Curtis Blades went in there and wrestled Volkov for all 5 rounds. Why would he not do the same thing to Sergey Pavlovich? And he decided to keep it standing with him again, and it ends up getting clubbed for it. And again, I know I said it on Wednesday, but Francis Ngannou in the second fight, Derek Lewis, Sergey Pavlovich, all power punchers, all where he didn't go for a takedown, and he ended up getting caught for it. And I think that Tom Aspinall is going to have better footwork, going to be the better athlete, and I think he's going to have just as much power as well as the speed advantage. Now, Curtis is going to be the wrestler, so I am going to be interested to see if Curtis can get his hands on him. But for me, I think Tom Aspinall ends up winning by KO in one of the first 2 rounds. The KO round combo for Tom Aspinall on FanDuel right now for rounds 1 and 2 is minus 110. For rounds 1, 2, or 3 is minus 135. I'm not going to have much action on this fight because honestly, there's just not much value on this fight at all. Because we know the fight, we have a pretty good feeling that it's going to end early, end by knockout, and of course, all those methods, people are just eating the lines up right now. So I'm not going to have a whole bunch of action on this fight. I'm just going to sit back and watch this one as a fan. But yeah, just any type of value, those are the only 2 lines I really see that's worthwhile.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We got Texas Racing saying, been so long since I've tuned in. Hope everyone's been good. Yeah, we are good, Texas Racing. Thanks for stopping by tonight.
What's up, Texas Race?
Yeah, so we will move on to the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't already, please do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys hanging out with us here on a Friday night. We're about to go over the main event, and then I'm about to give you some parlays for tomorrow night. So main event, we do have Leon Rocky Edwards taking on Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad, or you can not remember it. It's completely up to you. Your choice. We've got Leon Edwards minus 265, Bilal Muhammad plus 210. Me and D Rose is split on this one. Yeah, man. And I think as the week has gotten closer, man, I see your side a little bit more, man. Yeah. Could I see Bilal just wrestling them all 5 rounds and it's really boring? I could. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, though. So I'm not going to pick flip or anything. But my best play for this fight, I guess, parlayable. This fight to start round 4 at minus 310, or the Leon Edwards 4-5 or decision at minus 115. Yeah. Or if you think he knocks him out, I don't mind the 2 or 3 knockout prop for Leon Edwards at plus 750. I haven't bet it though. Maybe if I'm doing well at that point in the night, maybe I'll throw a couple of dollars on it. But until then, we'll have to find out. But yeah, give me this fight to start round 4 But yeah, don't feel great about this one, D Rose. I see what you're saying, man. It's not like fucking Leon's this absolute killer, man. It ain't like we haven't seen him lose before. I know we haven't seen him lose recently, but there's been little telltale things here and there in the Usman fight. You know, third Usman fight, he was getting taken down and was cheating to get not taken down. Nate Diaz wobbled him in the fifth. You know, there's just these little things here and there, dude, that makes me
Colby
not as
held him
confident.
down in the 5th round.
Yeah, just these
Yeah,
little things that just makes me not feel great about it. But I am going Leon. I am going probably Leon by decision because they're in England, dude. I think even if it's dude, I think it could be 4-1 clearly, like for Bilal, and I think they would end up still giving it to Leon, dude, because I don't think UFC wants Bilal as their champion, man. I think they want to stay far away from that. So give me Leon by decision or Leon by knockout. I don't know. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, I'm going to stick on my pick. I think Bilal Muhammad is the way to go, and I do think that remember the decision as most people would like to try to call him. For him by decision is at plus 340. So I mean, if you're looking at value and you're talking about him being a decision fighter, for Bilal to win by decision plus 340, I mean that's very good. That's very good value. Yeah, man, just for me, I just want to be curious as we were discussing, you know, Leon just has these weird lapses in fights where, you know, he just looks like he's just bored to be out there, man. And again, the Nate Diaz fight got a little lax there in the 5th round, got caught. In the third Usman fight, dude, he was doing everything he could, from grabbing the fence to nut shots to grabbing gloves to, dude, I mean, he was doing everything. He grabbing shorts. I mean, he was doing everything he could to win that fight. And Kamaru Usman really doesn't have that great of top control. And for Colby held him down pretty much for the majority of the 5th round. And people really gave Joe Rogan a hard time for Joe Rogan criticizing Leon for letting Colby control the ground there in the 5th round, and Leon just had no sense of urgency to get up. If you're going to start having lapses of judgments like that during the fight, dude, I think Bilal Muhammad, I think he's got a chip on his shoulder this week just because he is coming in a little bit full of piss and vinegar just because of the way their fight ended. And I think he knows that, man, this is really his one and only chance to secure a UFC title, because if he doesn't win it tomorrow, there's no chance that he's going to have there's no chance that he's going to be able to bounce back, go through Murderer's Row again, and try to earn his way back to the top.
Yeah,
so
dude. Not with Shavkat, Ian Gary, Jack Della.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, and as you said, the UFC really doesn't want him as a champion anyway. So I would say that if there's any way that they can kick him to the curb as quickly as they can, yeah, they're definitely going to try to do it if he is to lose tomorrow. But I think he's got a lot. I think he's got a lot of momentum on his side. He's got the wrestling, got the pressure. The only thing he doesn't have is the power to really hurt Leon. But to be fair, besides the Nate Diaz fight, Leon doesn't really get hit clean that much. More or less, he just, his takedown defense is gotten better, but he can still be exposed there. And I think Bilal's got good ground control. So I think Bilal by decision by plus 340. But for me as well, I'm just going to put money on him straight up, and I'll send you a bet tomorrow that I'm going to place it on him a money line just for what I feel confident on playing him.
All right. How do you like Texas Racing's question here? Do y'all think Leon is underestimating Bilal a little too much? And I think that's why I'm kind of feeling the way I am, because it was the DC interview where he was just like fucking laughing so much. He's like, he's delusional. Like he don't have a chance, this, and this. And I'm like, dude, it's still a fist fight at the end of the day. He's got to where he's at by fucking winning all these fucking fights. So if you think
it's not like he's beating nobody, it's like, dude, he's beating Sean Brady.
Dude,
he beat Vicente Luque. Gilbert Burns. He beat Vicente Luque on the win streak. Vicente Luque, like not the Vicente Luque that lost to Jeff Neal. He beat Vicente Luque first before all those other guys beat Vicente Luque. And Vicente Luque was on like a Murderer's Row run, trying to earn his way to the title shot as well. He beat Wonder Boy, who I remember I was big on Wonder Boy going into that fight. I think I even put a little bit of money straight up on Wonderboy to win that fight. And Bilal Muhammad dominated that fight. So it's not like he's out here just fighting chumps. He fought really good guys to earn his fight here.
Indeed, man. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I'm not as confident on it as I was earlier in the week. But that's all the picks prelims to main event. So if you guys want to stick around, I got some parlays to share with you guys. So last week we did come out. We bet $40 total, and we ended up winning a little bit. I think it was 89 or something like that. So this week I have brought you guys, I think it's $60 worth of bets total. We got Diggity Dang. Is there a shot on Bilal Blades and Green USA upset? I don't think Curtis Blades wins, and I don't think Bobby Green wins, to be honest. If Green was able, if Green threw hooks, man, I would say possibly, but all of his shots are just straight down the middle, and fucking Patty's got solid side to side head moving. He just leaves his chin up in the air, and it's not so bad against straight shots. It's the hooks you got to watch out for there. But yeah, let's get into the change to the cheddar, the picks and the parlays. We've got Texas Racing. All your thoughts? How do we see potential Jones? That fight is not happening. Zero chance. And I got Izzy versus Dricus du Plessis without a doubt. Change to cheddar time, D-Rose. So how this is going to work, I did it this week. I did the pay for the pay-per-view parlay, or almost pay for it. What is it, 79 or is it 89 now, D-Rose?
It's 79.
Okay, cool. 79. All right. Well, this one will pay for it then. So my pay for the pay-per-view parlay is a 5-leg parlay at plus 767. It's a 10-leg. I mean, it's not a 10-leg. It's a $10 parlay to win 86.72, 5 legs. It is Shauna Bannon versus Alice Ardeline to go the distance. It is Mick Parkin versus Lucas Dretsky to go the distance. It is Muhammad Makaya versus Manel Kopp to go the distance. It is Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons to start round 3, and Colin Lawford versus Jake Hadley to go the distance. $10 on that. If we hit them all, those are all in the prelims, and that will pay for your pay-per-view tomorrow night. So that's if we get, it can happen. It can happen. So with my next one here, it is probably the one that I'm most confident on. I used my boost on it, and it's $25. I put $25 on a 6-leg. It is boosted from 603 to 905. $25 to win 251 6-leg. It is Mick Parkin, Sam Patterson, Modestus Bukauskas, Molly McCann versus Bruno Brazil to start round 3. I actually got that a little bit better number there, D-Rose, at minus 181. I got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze to go the distance at minus 169. And Leon Edwards versus Bilal to start round 3 at minus 355. So $25 on that. I don't expect you guys to play this one. This one's for me, but I figured I'd at least share it with you guys. That's the one that, I don't expect y'all guys to tell the $25 bets. The $5 and $10 ones, maybe. So this next one here is a 5-leg, and we're getting a little bit crazy here. 5 legs to win $5, 5 legs to win $398. Shauna Bannon by points, Mick Parkin by points, Oban Elliott by points, Colin Lawford by points, and Arnold Allen by points. So that is my first 3. $5 on that, win $398. I have 3 more. I'm going to let D-Rose share anything that he has with you guys before I have my next 3. I have a $10 and 2 $5, and we're gonna get a little bit crazy with these last 3 from my side. So anything from you, D-Rose?
Yeah, I did forget to actually send you. I have 2 parlays now. I'm going to place a couple more straight bets tomorrow, just for my own personal. But for right now, one of the parlays I have is Muhammad Makaya money line at minus 168. I ended up placing this, I believe it was early this morning. Preston Parsons by points at plus 200, and Modestas Bukauskas by points at plus 170. For me, I put $10 on that at plus 1192 odds, so really good odds there. $10 to win 129, so I feel really good about that. And I also used the 50% boost for the parlay boost that FanDuel is giving out. And for those who don't know, if you have any 3-leg plus parlay on any sport happening between tonight and Sunday, if you use it on FanDuel, it's a 50% boost. I believe it has to be a 3-leg or more at plus 450 or more odds in order to get it. But you can get those and take advantage of some pretty good odds every now and then. I'm using this to get my 4-leg up to a plus 787. And one of the legs on there is for Shauna Bannon and Elise Ardeline for that fight to start round 3 at minus 208. I have the over in Mick Parkin and Lucas Dretzky at over 2.5 for minus 148. For the Obon Elliott and Preston Parsons fight to start round 3, minus 138. And for the Nathaniel Wood and Daniel Pineda fight to start round 3 at plus 106. And that's $15 to win 133. And that's at a plus 787 odds. So those are two that I feel pretty good about right now. I'm hoping that first one pays for the pay-per-view for me. And I'm going to maybe potentially place a better two to try to see if I can maybe get that pay for the pay-per-view, just in case of those try to slip through the cracks. But I feel pretty confident in those two plays, though.
All right. So I would take my shirt off, but I don't need to jump scare y'all or anything like that. We're gonna get a little wild here, though. So yeah, this next one is a 5-leg. It is $10 to win $416. I've sent this one to a few people. D Rose, one of the ones I sent it to. I think I made this last night, D Rose. So it is Molly McCann versus Bruna Brazil to start round 3 at minus 182. Nathaniel Wood to submit Daniel Pineda in round 2 or 3. The Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze to go the distance. Patty Pimblett money line, and Tom Aspinall to win in 1, 2, or 3. I put $10 on that to win $416. So yeah, I've sent that to a few people. So I hope we hit that one, because FanDuel will not be happy when they have to pay like all 4 or 5 of us that same bet. They're like, who's making this bet? And then I'm going to get banned. But yeah. Our next one is a 3-leg, $5 to win $1,353. And yeah, it's just basically 3 finishes to happen in round 2 or 3. It is Sam Patterson to win by submission in round 2 or 3. Modestas Bukauskas to win by knockout in round 2 or 3. And Nathaniel Wood, once again, to win by submission in round 2 or 3. $5 on that. If we hit all 3, that's $1,350. And I know you guys might be like, well, how is that going to happen? How are you so sure of it? Well, we hit this one last week. We hit this one right here. All we're doing is just adding a leg to it, and hoping that we're right. So, just adding one more leg. But to be honest, if we cash those first 2, I'm gonna see what that cash out option is, because that cash out option for the last one being plus 550, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then this next one right here is just we're just shooting for the stars. I have to be honest. We ain't gonna win no millions or anything like that this week, but I might have to pull my banner off so it'll get everything up on here on the screen. But yeah, it's 10 legs. It's $5. And it's to win almost $3,000, but it's to win $2,904. The 10 legs are Shauna Bannon by points, Mick Parkin by points, Sam Patterson to win by knockout or submission, doesn't matter how. Obon Elliott by points, Modestas Bukauskas money line, Nathaniel Wood to win by finish, doesn't matter how, knockout or submission. Arnold Allen to win by points, Patty Pimblett money line. Tom Aspinall to win in round 1, 2, or 3, and the main event to end in round 4, 5, or decision. It doesn't matter who wins in the main event. I put $5 on that, and if we win, it'll be $2,904. So you see what I did there, D Rose. You didn't see one bet that I've talked about all week in any of those parlays. Yeah, I was smart about it. I didn't parlay it up because I'm confident on it. I have a straight bet, Bruno Brazil by points at plus 500. I put $5 on it to win $30. It's early in the night, so if it hits, I'm sure I'll roll it over to something else. But yeah, it's not parlayed up. The fight is parlayed to start round 3, but I don't think Molly finishes Bruno Brazil, to be honest. I think
No.
it at least is going to start like the 3rd round. So yeah, those are my parlays. Change to Cheddar parlays this week. What do you think of them, D Rose? I know we're kind of split on a few of them, but do I have a shot, man?
Yeah, no, and like you said, I know the submission round combo, the little 3-leg that you had, as you said, you know, people will say, well, how do you feel confident about those hitting? But hey, those are the types of ones that they end up hitting every now and then. And dude, I will never forget that I ended up having Jake Matthews and Miranda Maverick both submission round 1 or 2. Oh, I'm sorry, submission round 2 or 3 in a parlay together. And I think the one of the last legs on there, man, it might have been like Trevin Giles or something like that. And I think he got smoked by somebody. I can't remember the whole bet slip, but yeah, sometimes even just with those 2, man, those are some really good odds that they can hit. So hey, you just never know, and even putting small change towards it, hey, you just never know how it can go, man. It's the fight game.
Yeah, and you see in the intro, it wouldn't be the first time that I've won one of them, man. I don't know how I've had the balls of steel sometimes to let some of those like ride out, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fist fight. Anything can happen. All you got to do is just be kind of lucky and just right. You just got to know what usually happens and just take your shot, man. You're not always going to be right. And I say it every week. At the end of the day, it's a fist fight. Anything can happen. So you never really know at the end of the day. So with that being said, that was picks. That was change to Cheddar. That was the bets. Let's do the weekly predict a fight game. So D-Rose, I'm going to have that patty hair on my neck. I'm going to full screen myself. I'm going to show everyone the prize for this week, because this week it's a solid prize. So this week's, hopefully I didn't reverse that. This week's prize for the weekly predict a fight game is as followed. These 10 cards plus 2 packs of any of the blasters that I have like remaining. So 2 packs from any of those. You can mix or match. But the cards for this week is a 2022 Chronicles Giga Chikadze, numbered 198 of 199. Almost the book in there. But Giga Chikadze Octagon side from 2023 Select, numbered 90 of 99. We got an Arnold Allen from 2023 Prism. That's the purple Prism out of 149 for Almighty Arnold Allen. We've got a Muhammad Makayev rookie card, 2023 Select. That is the silver. We've got a Rising Suns 2023 Optic. That's the purple parallel. We've got a patch autograph for the Star Boy here. Manel Cap autograph and the patch there, not numbered, but that is from 2024 Topps Midnight. That's on the top loader, not the card. We also have a rookie, Tom Aspinall, from 2022 Optic, rated rookie, silver. Tom Aspinall, your interim heavyweight champion of the world. Anyway, we got a 2023 Bilal Muhammad here. This is going to be your silver Prism. He is going to be fighting this weekend, Leon Rocky Edwards. That's the purple from 2023 Optic. And the last card in the pack from 2024 Topps Midnight. We've got a Leon Rocky Edwards autograph. Yeah, so D-Rose, I'm going to leave it up to you, man. I prefer it to be the main or co-main. That would be sick. But yeah, which fight should the members have to predict this week, my guy?
Well, I think you have still a little bit of the presence on you, because I'm going to go Patty versus Bobby.
Okay.
/ not Bobby, King Green. Yeah, I think King Green and Patty Pimblett should be the predict the fight game or
All
predict the
right.
fight.
All right. We've got Lindsey Rock. Just saw Molly's last 4 fights ended in round 1. I think probably all by sub too.
Yeah, very good chance.
Yeah. So
Well, spinning back elbows, submission. Yeah. So yeah, 3 out of the last 4. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So for this week's, or I'm sorry. So as it always is, I'm going to show you guys where the Predict the Fight game is posted. And once again, it is for the members only. So if you are not a member here, you do have to become a member here first. And that is just by, I believe, I think you click membership. Or no, I don't know. How do you do it? It's on here somewhere. There's a link. There's a link in the description to this current video, but all my members know where it's at. YouTube keeps changing it, dude. Like it used to just be here. It used to just be right here. And okay, yeah, here it goes. It's just on the home page, and you just click join right there. It is $5 per month, but every week you have a chance to win UFC cards, and then at the end of the month, all my members are entered into a wheel spin, and you have a chance to win UFC cards there. So just like last week, it'll be posted on the post tab now as Verna versus Amanda Lemos is here. So just like this right here, there will be a picture of Patty versus King Green right here. And just like always, just going to look for an example of how you think the fight goes. If you pick decision, please put a score. And if you put a finish, let me know what round, and just put a time. I don't use the time or the score unless there is a tie, and then I just use that as a tiebreaker. If neither one of you is spot on, then we just run either a duck race or a wheel spin and random it off to see who actually wins. So make sure you keep an eye out after the change of cheddar tonight. There will be a picture of King Green versus Patty Pimblett here for you guys to make your predictions, just like this right here, just like you guys always do every single week, except for let's try not to change our answers this week after the fights are already over. How about that, guys? Yeah. So with that being said, that's where it's posted at. So that's the weekly Predict the Fight game. Showed you guys the prize, gave you guys the bets. Me and D-Rose gave you guys our picks for all the fights on the card. So we ain't got nothing else to say. Yeah, we appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us over here tonight, over on the Golden Octagon. Change to Cheddar. D-Rose, I have a feeling that tomorrow night I'm going to take this $60 in change that I have bet and turn it to some cheddar, baby. We're going to turn it to all the cheddar. Just cheddar. Just good. We are not going to know what to do with all this money that we are going to win this weekend. I'm speaking it into existence right now. The last time UFC was in England, dude, was I think the last time that I won. I think it was like an $800 bet. I took that money and paid off the rest of my vacation. So I believe it was around this time last year. I paid off the rest of my vacation, and I'm hoping that I can do it again this year, but I don't even have one planned. So hopefully I can win some money and I can plan a vacation for somewhere around the end of the year. That would be fantastic. But yeah, man, anything before we get out of here from your side?
No, man. I think we pretty much covered it. And as you said, looking to stack this cheddar this weekend, baby. So looking to try to hit big. Hopefully we all come out on top this weekend. So let's do it and get some money this weekend, boys.
Hell yeah. So with that being said, once again, truly appreciate you guys for stopping by. If y'all haven't already, please hit a thumbs up button on this video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Once again, at the end of the day, it's a fist fight. Anything can happen. So please don't be out there betting hundreds, thousands, money you can't afford to lose for the most part, because you see what I'm betting, $5, $10, $25. You know, if I lose it, I'm going to be like, ah, shit. You know, not going to be happy, especially when I'm like halfway through the parlay. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not a whole lot of money. I'm not going to be mad at myself too much if I lose it. I'm going to pay my bills still. So don't be out there betting money you can't afford to lose, because at the end of the day, it's a fist fight. One punch can change anything, can change everything. Just like last week, dude. Cody Durden and Bruno Silva, dude. Cody Durden was cruising, dude. And then Bruno Silva just, that one punch, dude, that one punch it just changed it. So with that being said, thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us over here on the Golden Octagon tonight. And don't forget, me and D Rose tomorrow night for, I believe it's going to be the pay-per-view, right? We will be live doing a fight companion. Yeah. So look out for us around 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Me and D Rose will be here doing a live fight companion for the pay-per-view. And then, yeah, with that being said, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.